So this really has to be a celebration of CSU, the Animal Cancer Center, and all the programs and really the core values that we've all been able to retain over the years. And this whole everything that we see at the CSU Veterinary Teaching Hospital, Animal Cancer Center, was something we all did together hand in hand. We weren't sure where we were going, why we were doing it, where it would end, but it worked pretty well. I've opened many talks over the years. Linda's helped me with many, many talks with the opening credits of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which says that some of what follows is true. I promise you everything I'll tell you is sincere, even if it's not true. And I really am very hesitant to try and start to thank people because it just won't get there. I mean, I want to thank everybody in the room who has been a part of my life or I've been part of your life. But I have to make a few thank yous. I had this great idea, but it would take too long, where I'd have everybody stand up and sit down by categories, my granddaughters and then my clients and then the staff and the counselors and the residents and the fellows and the faculty and friends of the family, and it just isn't going to happen. So at the end, when you all stand up, everybody's included. Tony's here still, and now that I'm retiring, it doesn't really matter what I say. He's not going to fire me now, but CSU has been an outstanding place to work. I've spent the better part of my career here, but it's an unbelievable institution that encourages discovery and scholarship. And instead of putting barriers up for how you can't do something, it fosters an environment where you can. And that doesn't mean it won't be painful. It doesn't mean it won't take 100 committee meetings to get there. But if you're steadfast in your goal, you know where you want to go. The institution not only allows, but it encourages that kind of thing. So I'm really proud of the fact that we've been able to establish the center. And particularly, I want to thank Tony Frank, who's not just my president at his young age, but he's my friend. And that's what makes a lot of this fun. Bill Farland, Vice President for Research. In some way, shape, or form, I report to him. Good luck, Bill, keeping me in rein. Lance Perryman's been my dean now for over 10 years. Bob Femister was my first dean. I think Bob is here. It was a fantastic leader in those days when oncology wasn't in existence. I need to also say a few words about Jim Voss. Jim's in an assisted living nursing home just several blocks from us in the end stages of Alzheimer's. Jim hired me and my wife Sue as a team. Where's Sue? Right here. And then went on to be my dean and really had the vision as a sleepy cowboy to see what we could do if we put our heads together and held hands and were aware of wonder and went out in the world together. And I'm going to miss Jim. I miss him now. No. I know he's in the room with us. I don't know. I don't know if Mark. Excuse me. Is there some water?
Oh, hi, Colette. How are you? How are you, Colette? You say hi.
Thank you. Mark Stetter is our new dean. If he's here, he hasn't a clue what the hell he signed on for, but he's going to find out quick. Paul Maffey was up here, has been a fantastic man to work with over the years in the development office. I had no idea that I had a talent or an inclination for development work. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it. It's not an onerous task. These are people who want to help us and do. And all we have to do is be clear on our story and be clear on our needs. And all of you here is evidenced by you sitting down as long as you have. You got better bladders than I do. It's been a spectacular run. Joe Schwarz and Tom Hadley are the guys that really fostered my ability to retire. I'm actually going to 40%, by the way. I'll be out of Paige's hair soon enough, but I'll stay a couple days a week. And some of you may notice that you drove in here on the Northwest Road. That's Gillette Boulevard, Gillette Road. Ed Gillette was really the giant on whose shoulders I stood, who actually took me hand in hand down the path. And it was Ed's vision that really got us here. Very different way. Ed was a great scientist. I was a clinician, and somehow together we got the job done. and all the other retirees on whose shoulders we've stood to get here, and a lot of them spoke today. But, you know, the college, the hospital, the departments, the mission all continues on through the work of the people who went before us. I'm shocked that there's this many people here. I don't know if they paid you to come or not, but, you know, 600 of my closest friends are here in one tent. But the people that I want to thank for that are Ollie Summerhays, Judea Frank, Bob Pravopoulos. In particular, Sue Lana did set up all the tours that you went through, but Sue has been more than a tour guide. She's been a cornerstone of a lot of the work that's gone on here, and I really want to thank Sue for her leadership in clinical activities, tissue archiving, graduate programs. She's a rock star. Christine Hardy. Usually I look at people for a while and figure out if I want to hire them. I looked at her for about 10 minutes, and she understood it in IT. If you can understand it, I want you on the team. And she's been a wonderful addition to our team and is now indispensable. Linda Reed, been a longtime friend, as many of you know, and colleague and advisor for me, and it's just been tremendous. Where is Linda? I can't see her there. I really appreciate everything Linda's done for me personally and for the Cancer Center. So even though I'm a die-hard Democrat from Minnesota for many years, one of my most famous quotes actually comes from Ronald Reagan, which says, "Surround yourself with the best people you can find, delegate authority, and get the hell out of the way." And then I'll say, "Go, Obama." But an important person in my life has been Rod Page. Rod was my student in 1981, so I hired Hardy after 10 minutes in surgery. It took me 31 years to figure out Page was the right guy to succeed me.